What's up everybody? In today's video, I am going to share with you the most underrated online side hustle or remote job you can get started today. And guess what? You don't need a degree, you don't need a big upfront costs, and you can just get started so you can dominate in 2026. If you're new to this channel, welcome back. My name is Salwa and I teach freedom seekers to learn how to make an income online so they can have the freedom to work from anywhere. So let's dive in. In this video, I'm going to break down each of these side hustle with the tools you need to get started, the skills you need to get started, and where you can actually find clients. So let's go at number one. Number one, I bet you didn't know, is thumbnail designers. At first I was like, thumbnails, I don't know, the thumbnails are cheap. Can you really make money from that? And then I did a little bit of research and I realized a successful thumbnail designer can make around $76,000 a year and more. And I myself have hired thumbnail designers for years, so I know that we need them. And in 2026, because of the content creation economy, especially on YouTube, more creators will need those services. And you don't need much to get started. So let's break it down. The tools you need to get started, you can start with Canva, you can start with Photoshop or Figma. And if you can leverage AI, which I highly recommend, especially going on 2026, AI tools you can start with would be Midjourney or Leonardo.ai. I like to use it with the accent, Leonardo. The skills you need to get started. You would need understanding colors and contrasts, knowing how to place text so it pops, and most importantly, creating design that grab attention. Where can you find work? Honestly, I hired my designer on Fiverr and there's tons of them there. So I highly recommend you start with Fiverr. Upwork is another one that you can use. And what I would do is I would just look at YouTube channels that are not performing very well and I would send an email to the content creator and maybe give them a free sample. So I highly recommend thumbnail designers. If you have an eye for design, it is a side hustle that keeps growing, especially the more creators are joining the YouTube wagon, the more work you'll have. So that was my side hustle number one. Now let's diving into side hustle number two, or remote job number two. And by the way, when I say side hustle, you can start as a side hustle, but this can quickly become a full-time online income for you. So I just wanted to point that out there. Second one is AI content creation support. So what I mean by that is that if you can leverage AI, and I highly recommend it. I mentioned this in another video, AI is here to stay. So instead of being left behind, learn it. There's so many platforms out there. If you can use them and learn it and implement that into your work, you will dominate in 2026. So what can you do as an AI content creator support? These are the type of jobs you can do for your clients. Anywhere from short form video editing using AI tools, social media content calendars, blog writing, product description with AI polish. And honestly, entrepreneurs and content creators do not have the time. If you're a content creator out there, you understand, but just today, filming day, it took me hours just to get ready, set up the office, and then review all my scripts for the day. It takes time. And then when I finish filming, I have to submit this. So thank God I have a team, but I'm telling you, content creators and entrepreneurs need your help. So I recently came across something for my clients, because I have one of the clients that really does not have the time to create content. And I was like, you are the face of your business. You need to be doing videos. And honestly, so many of them, they have like a mid to large size company. They don't have the time. So we came up with something. I actually found this thing called Hey Gen. It's totally AI and it can help you clone your voice and your avatar with their permission, obviously. But you can create an avatar that resemble your clients, and once you have the avatar, you can just add the script and their voice clone, and you can create really realistic videos. And I think this is a great tool, and I believe this is the future. Not only it will save time for them, but they can still have a presence online with the avatar. So basically it looks like them, but it's them talking. Actually, we'll show you a video. Let's look at something right here. While we're talking about Hey Gen, let's discuss the tools you might need to get started. You will start with Hey Gen, 11 Labs, ChatGPT, of course, so any AI platform like ChatGPT, you have Grok, and then you also have, I love Claude. Claude is really great as well to help you with scripts. DeepSeek is another one, a competitor of ChatGPT, so highly recommend you check that one too. Other platform you might need will be Descript, Synthesia, and those will help you deliver high quality AI content. By the way, any tool that I'm already using, I'm gonna leave them in the links in the description. Just look for links and resources mentioned in this video, and I'll put everything down there if you wanna try them for yourself. Your role is to put the tech to work for your clients. Skills you need would be learning prompt engineering. So you gotta be good at prompt writing. So prompt engineering is one. Understanding the brand voice, very important, and knowing how to edit and polish AI generated content so it feels more human, right? I know we're using AI and we want it to resemble human, but we kinda need this human touch still. So learn these skills and I think your clients will be happy. And you can also use it for yourself. I do use AI for some of my video. I've cloned my voice a few times, but for some reason, I'm just not really happy with the quality so far. And maybe in the future I will. Maybe I would use my voice to clone on some stuff. But so far, I actually like to create the content myself. I'm not interested in cloning myself just yet, but I might. We'll never know. Side hustle / online income number 3 would be podcast management. So when I was diving into podcast management, I was like, well, yeah, this is a good skills to have. But then I realized that the podcast business or industry is growing fast and is here to stay. Let me give you some numbers. The total global market will be worth nearly $50 billion by the end of 2026. But here's where you get crazy. It will go up to $327.83 billion by 2034. That's insane. I myself started thinking about the podcast wagon. I don't know. Should I jump on it? Let me know in the comment if you would like to see a podcast version of this. That might be interesting. All right, so the services you can offer would be audio editing, writing show notes, creating clips for TikTok and Instagram and social media in general, and uploading episodes to Spotify, Apple, and all the platforms where you're listening to your podcast. So podcast creators need help. So jump on that wagon if this is something you think you might be good at. So the tools you need to get started would be softwares like GarageBand and Audacity for recording and editing, plus marketing and analytic tools for promotion and performance tracking. So where can you find clients? I think I really back to Fiverr and Upwork. Those are my favorite. But honestly, you can also post this on LinkedIn and research it yourself. Or you just research podcasts out there and see, hey, this is what I'm doing. Maybe you might need my help. And then you can send out your resume or your portfolio and then go from there. And then I would also reach out to coaches directly, authors, and entrepreneurs who already have a podcast or planning to have a podcast. And I also think Facebook group is a great one. You know, you go to entrepreneurs Facebook group and then you can just pitch that you are a podcast manager. And then if they would like to learn more about your business, send out your portfolio. If you do have a one-page website to say what you're doing with maybe your rate and your strategy or how you work, I think that could be a bonus point. Side hustle / remote job income number 4 would be remote customer service. And this is really tied to a virtual assistant. So many companies are actually outsourcing the customer service abroad because it costs less money, and but it's still a business that you can make a lot of money of, especially if you live in another country, but that's for another video. What do those clients are looking for? Anything from answering emails, scheduling, appointment setting, etc. A lot of people overlook this customer service position, job, or virtual assistant. But the good thing is once you start to scale, you can build an agency. So let's say you're getting one client and you're doing all the VA work for them. And then suddenly you get another client and another client. Then you can start creating your own agency and teaching your VAs or hiring other people and teaching them how to do the work. And that will bring you a lot more income. So a VA agency can do really, really well. You get started by yourself and then slowly you grow. So make sure you add value, you save people time, and you help them be more productive. And in that case, you can grow really fast. So the tools you would need to get started as a customer service or a virtual assistant really would depend on the tasks and the work the clients want you to do. But I would say the basic ones to have would be Canva for sure. Any management software like Trello, ClickUp, Monday.com. I personally love Notion, and I used to use Asana, which is also a great one. So learn some of these platforms. File storage management, so that could be Google Drive. You can get started for free, or Dropbox. And I think these will be the basics. And then after that, you will see with your clients however they want to manage the business. Oh, another one to add would be Zoom for communication, or Slack, so you can talk. It's like a little bit like WhatsApp, but it's for teams. So I've used all of this when I started, and honestly, as a business owner, they already know the tools. So if you don't know, ask them what tools they're using. If you are already good at certain tools, you tell them, hey, this is what I'm using, and then you see if there's a way that you guys can connect on the tools to get started on the work. So that would be the number 4. Skills you would need for this would be strong communication skills, patience and problem solving, and basic computer literacy. So you want to make sure that you understand a few things about computer. You don't need to know code and JavaScript or HTML, although there are some virtual assistants who will focus on that. But I think the basic computer knowledge is very important. So where you can find jobs as a customer service / virtual assistant, honestly, same again, Upwork, Fiverr, and then I would add to this LinkedIn, Indeed, also a great platform. Leverage social media as well. You can also apply directly on company pages. Just contact them directly to see if they have a customer support. Sometime in the bottom it says careers. Contact them via email. Send out your portfolio or your website if you have one. And another thing that I would do, if you have a specialty, focus on that specialty. So for example, you can specialize in industry like tech, healthcare, e-commerce, and more. Honestly, this is a great side hustle. And I've mentioned this in a different video. If I was to get started to make money online, I would start with virtual assistant, hands down. All right, and the final one for this video is also a very underrated one. It would be online course auditing. Believe it or not, a lot of these content creators out there and entrepreneurs have courses, but they need people to review the course, and that would be you. So don't sleep on that one. That one is a great one. Coaches and creators make courses, but often don't realize their content is confusing or too long. That's where you're coming. You would be reviewing the course, give feedbacks, and even help them improve the flow and engagement. So high demand over here. The skills you would need to get started are an eye for details, strong communication, understanding of learning and structure, and auditing skills. You might be good at this already, so why not get started? All right, so where can you find clients? So for this one, honestly, I would pitch in Facebook groups. I would go out there and find whoever have online courses and pitch to them. It's like, hey, this is what I offer. I'm very good at this, and this is my price, or can we get on a call and then get started with this? There, you go to specific groups and you reach out. You also have to read the rules for the Facebook groups because not everybody allow you to pitch. But if you comment and engage, and another thing is sometimes groups give you like a day where you can pitch. So make sure you're always there to drop your links and share more about what you do. And then I would also check out Indeed and freelancers sites. Wherever freelancers post jobs, I would also post them on there. So that's it for these side hustles that you can get started today with no much upfront costs and no degree needed. Let me know which one in the comments you are more interested in. So remember, you don't have to try them all. Just pick one, focus, and then scale. There are a demand for this, especially in 2026. Start learning today, start to improve your skill and get on it. These jobs will get you a remote income. So jump on this wagon. And if there's one that I missed here, please leave me a note in the comment. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. And before we go, do not forget to download my free income remote roadmap so you can learn how to make an income online so you can work from anywhere, like myself here in Mexico. Don't forget to share this video with someone who might be interested in this type of content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on my next video. And bye-bye from Mexico. Bye!